Okay, welcome all. We are working on meditation today in retooling the world. We've gathered here to teach you something, we think, but something that you will already know is part of your spiritual knowing and your spiritual awareness, okay? We use sound and we use fragrance, Holly, because what we're doing right now is we're activating aspects of the Divic kingdom to be of service to us. So when we hear this sound, there's a whole bunch of divas who resonate to that, okay? And sound to the Divic kingdom and to those like Charles Ledbetter, that you can actually see color in sound. So being able to see sound. So part of what we're doing is we're activating various other kingdoms as we do the work we do. And part of being able to activate other kingdoms and seeing other kingdoms is being able to find that silence where we can start to see without our physical eyes, okay? Okay, I want to chat a little about a great Indian rishi, and his name is Narada. And Narada was a very accomplished chela, very accomplished student, and he was surrounded by the gods. And Vishnu said, as a result of your good work, we're going to give you one of your wishes. And what is it that you would like the gods to provide you? And he said, well, would you show me the power of Maya? Do we all know what Maya is?
Glamour, illusion.
Maya, glamour, and illusion. That's right. Okay? This is the stuff that we see through when you choose to have eyes unclouded by longing. Okay? And so Narada said, very well, Vishnu said, very well to Narada, and away they went, and they were walking through the desert, and it was quite hot and dusty, and Vishnu said to Narada, go down over there, that 100 yards, and there's a little village there, and go and gather us up some water, because I'm thirsty. And Narada said, of course. So he walked to the first house he got to, and he knocked on the door, and he opened the door, and there was this beautiful woman there. Beautiful young woman. And the young woman was, wow, this is a saint, a holy man. Come on in. And she greeted him, and Narada completely forgot about what his mission was. So the family came in, and the mother and father came in, and they were all so taken with his vibration and his energy and his kindness, and he forgot completely what he was doing. And so he fell in love with this young woman. And over the course of the next 10 years or so, he fell into life with this young woman, and they had 3 children. And they developed a rapport, and in about 10 or 12 years' time, the father of this woman died and left him with the farm. And he and his wife were living happily, their children were happily tended to, and the monsoons came. And as a result of the monsoons, just a little upstream, upriver, they heard quickly that there was a flood coming, and so quickly he gathered up the kids. He put one of the children on his shoulders. He gathered one on the hip, and his wife had one on the hip. But sure enough, the floods came. The waters just came pouring into this village. And as he was holding his wife, she got ripped away from him. She fell and slipped into this torrent, and she was swept away with one of their children. And as he was reaching to save her, he dropped the one on his hip, and then as he was holding this one up, he managed to get his feet there for a moment. And then another wave of water hit him, and he dropped this one, so he's struggling to get to the top of the water, and he's going down this, it seems like this valley, and he's clasping and gripping and fretting about being able to recover. And he finally stops and holds himself, and he's just lost everything. He's lost his entire family, he's lost his farm, he's lost absolutely everything. And then he comes to, and Vishnu's looking at him saying, Narada, I've been waiting a full half hour. Where's my glass of water? This is the power of Maya. This is the power of Maya. So as we walk through this calamity that we have chosen to be in, this awakening of the world, this is the sanctification of Mother Earth. As we wake up to it, we now seeing with different eyes. And as we see with different eyes, we can see through the Maya, the glamour, and the illusion. Okay? Now we are going through what some would say on various paths, a dark night. Okay? Now there are dark nights of the soul, there's dark nights of the mind, there's dark nights of the body. Okay? And as mankind wakes up, and as this, it's a percolating effect, if you will. Remember the percolators from days gone by? So what's happening is all of this stuff is percolating to the surface. So many of you will experience, while you're living your life, all kinds of exquisite states of bliss. And some of you will experience some exquisite states of gunk presenting themselves and extricating themselves, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So, if we can hand this out. Haha. No, give me back one. Oh, they're coming back, it's fine. Thanks. Lovely. Part of what we wish to impart on you is recognizing that we're kind of all in this pickle together. We're all in this divine energetic field together. Oh, let's all turn our phones off or turn them to silent or whatever, please and thank you. And so as we go through all of this stuff, I would like to reiterate that this is part of the ascension process, okay? This is part of the ascension process, preparing you for it, giving you the tools that you have in order to facilitate it. Now, rather than all of us reading this, I think what I'll do is read it for you, but I want you to pay attention to it and read along with it, okay? Now, this is something that will serve you well during this time, okay? I accept that I have entered the dark night of the soul as a crucial milestone of my evolutionary process. Whether entrenched in fear, afraid of the world, withdrawn from life, exhausted, fatigued, uninspired, unable to sleep, or emotionally triggered by the egos of others, I accept each of these symptoms are a part of a deeper process underway, where my cellular body is emptying out and recalibrating my nervous system to embody the awakening of 5D crystalline DNA. During this process, I will face anything and everything that binds me to the survival patterns of human behavior as a chance to offer forgiveness, love, and light to the most unrecognized parts of self. In doing so, I offer love to the parts that have never been loved, allowing all aspects of self to align with the light already awake within me. I accept that even though the light of divinity is already awake within me, my role is to help spread it out and expand it throughout my being by offering love to the parts that may act unloving, that desire love, while being afraid of the love it desires. I also accept that I am only motivated to act in a way that confronts my deepest and most subtle spiritual judgments, as a way of cultivating a level of humility equal to the expanded wisdom I seek and embrace. In knowing it is so, I accept dark night of the soul as a double agent working on behalf of the universe, ensuring my purest alignment in the light is complete as I move into the paradise of 5D consciousness. To complete this phase and bring the final battle to a triumphant conclusion, I allow all outdated 3D patterns of struggle and survival, including all addictions, fears, judgments, limiting beliefs, cellular memories of neglect and abuse throughout all incarnations of time and space, along with all imprints of pain, persecution, betrayal, abandonment, victimhood, heartache, misfortune, self-doubt, inner criticism, torture, as well as moments of violent or untimely death, to be cleared out of my energy field, returned to the source of its origin, transmuted completely and healed to completion now. As of this moment, I surrender fully into the light, calling my light into all aspects of my being, guiding me forward into the direction of my soul's destiny, as I allow my words, behavior, choices, and actions to demonstrate the truth of my light in action, no matter how others shall be. And so I am reborn as the eternal light I am. I am that I am that I am. Okay. How does that sit with you? It's big, isn't it? Okay. It's big. You are going through a transition. And part of going through the transition is being able to allow your divinity to shine through in spite of the wrinkles and pimples and splotches of the personality, okay? Is somebody else upstairs?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, that's fine. This is big, isn't it? Okay? And this is part of lighting up the planet. Earth is not, at this moment, considered a sacred planet. There are other planets in our solar system that are considered sacred. Earth is not one of them. We are, in fact, considered kind of a juvenile delinquent in our neighborhood. Okay? And one of the things we had, remember we had the 3 C's, the positive 3 C's, what were they? Cooperation, collaboration, and we've changed that. That's right, cosmic community. Cosmic community. Okay? And part of that embrace of cosmic community is recognizing that we have a whole bunch of elder brothers and sisters around doing what they can to help us. Okay? And some of you are now being integrated into connecting with those. And part of our objective now is to develop a link between your lower self and your higher self. We're going to do that with other tools as we move along in the semester, okay? Okay, any questions? Okay, now, I'm also now going to give you a protection prayer. Okay, what do you think? Do you think we should read it together, or do you want me to read it to you? Which would you prefer?
Let's read it together.
I think so.
Okay, let's read it together. Okay, you ready? Beloved angels of God, beloved masters of wisdom, peace, and love, beloved lady masters of heaven, beloved elder brother Jesus the Christ, beloved mighty Saint Germain, beloved heavenly Father and Mother, who are in heaven as on earth, we come before you asking for your heavenly help in all things that we do. We ask for your holy protection always, so that the work we are meant to do in this world will not be disrupted or delayed in any way, but will proceed with the greatest of ease, peace, and blessings. We are grateful for all the good we've been able to do by your grace up until now, and so we come asking for further protection at all times and in all situations, so that we can continue to serve the will of God. We call for round-the-clock protection around our homes and the places that we work, eat, and play. We call for solid protection around our loved ones at all times as well, that they can never be used as pawns or tools of darkness, which is only ignorance of God's love. Keep us always in the brightest light. Keep us immune to the negative pulls of the planets, people, or spirits. Keep us happy and seeing the truth in every situation, and free of judgments against our brethren. And keep us always alert to potential dangers coming from any source whatsoever, whether seen or unseen, known or unknown, embodied or disembodied. And may we always have an avenue of escape from danger or mishap whenever necessary. Let us truly be instruments of the divine, seeing clearly what would be the best course of action to take, if any, in every situation that we see. Speak words of wisdom and counsel into our listening ears, and see to it that we are always surrounded by angels of light, protection, wisdom, and love. Let us truly reflect the presence of God on earth as it is in heaven. See to it that our lives are filled with laughter, joy, and love always. And may we be empowered to bring these same blessings into the lives of all those we contact. Let healings occur in our presence, and miracles too. Lord Michael before, Lord Michael behind, Lord Michael to the right, Lord Michael to the left, Lord Michael above, Lord Michael below, Lord Michael, wherever I go. I am its love protecting here. I am its love protecting here. I am its love protecting here. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. May that serve you well.
It says Lord Michael, is that?
Archangel Michael, yes, indeed. Okay. Okay. You ready? Here we go. I think maybe the Beatles sort of brought in meditation and brought in transcendental meditation when they went to India and met Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and that they brought that into the public eye. Okay, there was a wave in the 60s and in the 50s, but there was a wave in the 60s of that the hierarchy wanted to infuse into humanity, and that was all you need is love, right? I mean, so the Beatles songs and their awareness of all this, and awareness of higher parts of you, and part of you understanding that you aren't your packaging, you aren't your sheaths or your vessels, is being able to get quiet enough to realize that there are other parts of you that are quite expansive. And right now your elder kin are doing everything they can to reach out to support you. Okay? It is as loving elder brothers and sisters as these people present themselves. Okay? You are not your thoughts, and your thoughts are not you. Okay? We have been kind of caught in the maya of thinking that our thoughts are who we are. Now, granted, the thinking process is a part of who you are. But when you can extricate yourself from identification with your thoughts, you've taken an enormous step into being able to see and hear the voice of the silence. Okay? Okay, who wants to read that? Joanne, you want to read that?
I'm meditating on my inability to meditate due to the fact that when I meditate, I can't stop thinking about how I can't meditate because I'm thinking about my inability to meditate. Is that correct?
Exactly. Right? Now, one of the things I want to make really clear is that when you begin to walk the path of self-realization, or the path of self-discovery, or the path of ascension, the path of return, there are many paths, but once you start to walk the path, you have an energy signature now that identifies you as a light bearer. You are actually now starting to pursue an aspect of your soul call. And when that happens, your vibration changes. And when your vibration changes, you and your work change the world. Okay? Now, one of